Hello, welcome to my channel and to another edition of Heartbeat. I remain your uncle, Christy Chris, and yes, I am very excited to be here on another edition with you. So I'll be speaking to you on a subject that says it was borrowed. It was borrowed. First, I'd like to talk about the fact that the year is coming to an end. It's wrapping up. 2020 is wrapping up, and so many people are grateful to be alive up to this point, and some people are sorrowful to think that they haven't achieved anything all through the year. But we're very pleased and glad that God has been able to keep us up to this point, and we're very hopeful and trustful of His ability to take us further and to keep us from falling. I remember doing a video early this year when the pandemic was still at its peak, and then I told you that this phase was going to pass because there was so much fear. The fear was tangible, it was so potent around, and so many people were dying out of fear than the virus itself. And I had to make that video, and I'm so glad that God has kept us and kept His word. And though the year for so many people might not really look so appealing, some people want the year to end already, some people are grateful, some people are sorrowful, but in whatever category you find yourself, there is something to be happy about, there's something to be grateful about. And yes, I am grateful from this heart. I'm grateful that I am standing, and I'm also grateful that you are standing. I surf the internet just like any other person, and I hear so many comments people make about inspirational speakers that they make you do the impossible, they make you see the impossible and think you can do it, whereas things are hard, realistically. Well, I didn't know the category you placed me, whether as an inspirational speaker or any other thing. But in whatever category, I know I have been saddled with a responsibility. I am on a mission. I have been put and placed on a path to quicken life, to strengthen life, to energize you, to encourage you. I was born for this mission, and I know it. So my desire, my mission, my purpose is to strengthen hearts, to quicken hearts, to encourage, to strengthen. So I'm not here to break your spirit. I'm not here to tell you that no, it hasn't been a hard year. It's been a difficult year. It's been so much fear. It's been a difficult one, it's been a hard one, but God has pulled us through, and we are most grateful to Him, and we trust Him that the rest of the year will be so exciting. So it's very important what you say at this time. Miracles can still happen. We serve a God who can do anything at any time. So it's very important that you are careful about the things you say. Do not say what other people say, even though they surround you every day. You hear things every day. You feel things. You breathe in things everywhere. You hear sad news every time. It's very important that you learn to tame your tongue so as you don't talk as others. You have to be oddly different. You have to be uniquely odd. Okay, you have to be uniquely odd. You have to be different. You don't have to be forced to say what other people say because you don't want to be odd. You don't want to be seen as weird. Okay, if you have to be weird because it has to do with your life. If you're given an opportunity to see, you would realize that our words are living beings. They are alive, they are active, they are powerful. So they are spirits. So they leave your mouth and they jump into existence, and they form things. They form you. They form the things that you have said about them, and you have to know that and be careful so as not to say the wrong thing. So I'll leave you with this question, which I'm going to ask you. If you're given an opportunity to see the building that your words have created right from the time you were born up to this point, do you think the words you have thrown out would create a magnificent building, or would it be a stunted building, or a building that is dilapidated, or one that is tilted dangerously? So you should be aware, you should be conscious of the things you say. No words are spoken by mistake. You need to know that. You need to have this consciousness in your mind. Okay, so quickly I'm going to take you through the scriptures. We're going to read the book of 2nd Kings chapter number 6. Please hold on. Yes, so I'll quickly give you a summary of what this is all about so that we don't waste so much time reading the scriptures. So it's a story of the sons of the prophet, how they came to Elisha the prophet, and they told him that they would like to build for themselves a house, like a dwelling where they can stay. And Elisha told them, oh, that's a good idea, go ahead. And he said, please, can you come along with us? And he said, fine, I'll go with you. So they went together to Jordan, and as they were cutting woods, okay, for the building of the house, the axe head fell, and one of the prophets cried out and said, alas, it was borrowed. So quickly I'll just start from verse 4. It says, so he went with them, and when they came to Jordan, they cut down wood, but as one was felling a beam, the axe head fell into the water, and he cried and said, alas, master, for it was borrowed. So what I'm trying to bring out from this portion of the scriptures is, for so many of us, and 2020 has been gloomy. Okay, so the river, you could liken 2020 to be the river where the axe head fell into. Some of you took loans, some of you borrowed, and 2020 has gulped all of that. You have nothing to write home about, and you're just complaining. It was borrowed. What do I say? What do I do? How do I explain myself? And some of you are under threat. Some of you are having sleepless nights. Some of you are running around trying to make ends meet. Some of you are even running around to borrow so that you can pay back what you borrowed. In whatever category you find yourself, I am here to inform you, to tell you that axe head can still float. Axe head can still float. So the things you lost can still gravitate towards you. Oh, I'm so excited to say that. Things you lost can still come out. It can still come out from the river and float back towards you. Because if you read down the scriptures concerning that story, the axe head is made of metal. It is heavy. It is very heavy. It's impossible for the axe head to float. Actually, usually it would sink, but the Bible says that it floated. So the things you lost even in this year can still float. So 2020 is not over. You can be like your father. The Bible says that he called those things that are not as though they were, and he called out light out of darkness. In other words, God did not ignore the fact that there was darkness all around him, just like we're not ignoring the fact that these are difficult times, these are hard times for so many. But out of this difficult time, you can still call forth light. You can still call forth light. You can still call back the things you have lost. You can still pull back your axe head. You can still make all the things you have lost gravitate towards you. So the year is not over. You need to keep saying it, keep believing it, and keep walking towards it, and you will see them materializing right before your very eyes. The last time on the edition of Heartbeat, I talked about the fact that I was excited because one of my poems got published by an Australian magazine. I was excited about it, but right now as we speak, just in a space of about a week, okay, I've gotten 3 other entries, which is really mind-boggling to think that the year is almost wrapping up and you're telling yourself nothing can happen. That is not the same with God. We serve a God that has the ability to do things at a snap, in seconds. He can change an entire life. He can change your cause. He can change your existence. He can make you open your jaw wide open out of unbelief. So you need to say that, you need to believe it, and you will see the axe head can still float again. I really hope you were ignited in your spirit and you were blessed with this edition of Heartbeat. Thank you so much. You can go ahead and share this video. There just might be someone who is waiting to listen to this. Thank you so much for joining me. See you on the next edition of Heartbeat. Thank you. Goodbye.